Hey y'all, I'm Tammy, and this is Collard Valley Cooks. Today we're making the most delicious creamy dessert, and that is a coffee cream pie. You've probably never had one. I know I'd never even heard of one, and I found one in an old cookbook. I'm going to show you how to make it. You're going to use your favorite coffee and some evaporated milk, and we're going to get started. All right, we're going to start with pastry. And we're going to get it in a pie shell and brown it. Now this is a cream pie. It's going to be topped with, I'm going to use Cool Whip today, or whipped topping, because I don't have any whipping cream. So if you would rather have it in a graham cracker pie shell, of course you can use that as well, whichever one you would rather have. I'm just going to try to center this the best I can. And if you have some extra around the edge, like this is a good little lip over, and you need to add it somewhere else, you can, like here maybe. All right, and I'm just going to pinch it around the edges. Now this is an old-fashioned coffee pie, and it's usually made with leftover coffee back in the day. So black coffee, of course. So if you ever have any leftover coffee and you don't want to make an iced coffee out of it, you can make this delicious coffee cream pie. Now, back in the day, they also made this pie on the stovetop. But y'all know me and my trick with the microwave. That's what we're going to do. And the only thing special I'm doing to this pie that wasn't in the recipe is I'm going to add a dash of salt and a pat of butter at the end. Okay? Because it always makes it taste better. I'm just going to prick the bottom of it a little bit, a couple of the edges, and we're going to bake it until it's golden brown. I'm going to bake it at 450 degrees, okay? And that way I don't have to wait forever on it. It's also fine if your pie crust is hot when you put your filling in it, because your filling is going to be piping hot as well. So keep that in mind. You're going to have to let this pie cool completely before you can add the Cool Whip or the whipped topping on the top. All right, we're going to start by adding our dry ingredients. It's 2/3 cup of sugar, 5 tablespoons of cornstarch, and that's what's going to thicken the pie. If for any reason you don't have cornstarch, you can use flour, but you have to double it. So if it's 5 tablespoons of cornstarch, it'd be 10 tablespoons of flour. I like to use 1/3 cup of flour if I'm making a pudding. That's 3, 4, 5. We're going to go ahead and throw in our dash of salt. Dash of salt. And when I put butter in at the end, it'll have salt in it as well. All right, we're going to mix that up really good. Now, back in the day, they always made this on the stovetop. They never put the egg in until the very end. And they continued to beat it as they added the egg slowly so that it would not get lumpy. I do mine completely different. I do mine in a microwave. I go ahead and beat the egg in there to begin with. And so we're going to do that today. Now, my coffee is pretty hot, but it's not hot enough to cook the egg. Okay? So you're going to use 1 8-ounce cup of coffee. I just brewed an 8-ounce cup of dark roast coffee. You can use whatever coffee you like. We're going to put that in there. We're going to use a cup of evaporated milk. Boy, it smells good already. I love coffee. Cup of milk. Now, before I add my egg, I am going to beat this good. And another thing is when this is cooking, you have to get it out and really mix it good in between, because that cornstarch tends to settle to the bottom. And if you don't mix it in really good, it's going to make your pie lumpy. So beat it until it's frothy like that so that you know you did a good job. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. We got our sugar, our cornstarch, our salt, our milk, our coffee. The egg is about to go in. The vanilla goes in at the end with my butter. Okay, so we're going to put the egg in there now, and that should be cooled off enough that it's not going to cook my egg. And you're just going to beat the hound out of it. Now, if you want to make a meringue out of this coffee pie instead of a cream pie top, you can use 3 egg yolks or 4 egg yolks and 4 egg whites to make your meringue. Instead of using the whole egg like that, you can just use the egg yolks. And that way you can have some whites to beat up a meringue. I like to have at least 4 egg whites to make a good meringue because you want it to be pretty. Now we're going to place this in the microwave. And the first time I place it in there, I put it on 3 minutes. I've already got my timer on, so I'm going to have to pay attention to what I'm doing right now. 3 minutes are up. We're going to take out our pie filling and whisk it really good. It's already starting to thicken. You got to whisk it really good. Looks good. It's going to be ready quick. I'm just going to put it on 1 minute. Well, I guess I can put it on 2 minutes. And I think it'll be ready. So that was quick. All right, y'all. The timer went off. We're still browning our pie crust. So this got done really quick. You can see that's plenty thick. So what we're going to do now is beat it really good again. And you're going to see when I pour this out in the shell how nice and smooth it is and velvety. I mean, it's beautiful. So now what we're going to do is add our vanilla. You're going to put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. There's 1 and 2. And we're going to add, because this is my touch, a little butter to it. At least a couple of tablespoons. Oh yeah. That'll also make it look pretty and glossy. So y'all can see how pretty it is when I'm beating it. And when you add that butter, it makes it even shinier. Looks great. Beautiful pudding, y'all. Take a look at it. Gorgeous. We're going to get it in our shell, and then it's going to have to cool all the way down before we add our whipping cream. All right, I got it brown, and it drew up. I've noticed that the Pillsbury Ready pie crusts keep getting smaller and smaller. And when they continue to make the pie crust smaller, it doesn't have enough crust for it to cling to the edge of your pie plate. So I'm really getting aggravated with that brand. I really like the store brand better, okay? And if all else fails, I guess I could combine 2, roll it out to make a larger one. But it drew up, but it'll still taste good, so we're going to use it. I'm just going to mix my pudding up one more time. And get it in here. Looks delicious. You're just going to spread it around. So if you like the old-fashioned granny chocolate pie that Granny made, like pudding pie, and put the meringue on, this is just like it, except it's, I've done a pineapple cream, chocolate cream, and now we have a coffee cream. I never even thought about using coffee before until I saw this old recipe today out of this cookbook. So let me show you a little bit about this cookbook. It is a culinary arts cookbook that was written in 1969. It's called Cooking for American Homemakers. And do you know, my mother grabbed this book all the time. I have my mom's, but it's pitiful looking. It's in terrible shape because she used it so much that I actually bought another one that was in better shape to use, okay? Otherwise, hers would have just fell apart on me because the binder's not even on the back anymore. This has some really old recipes that you may have not ever seen before. And so I'm going to start using this book and making a lot of old recipes like our mamas made back in the day. All right, it's a cream pie. So we're going to get out the whipping cream, the real stuff, instead of the Cool Whip. All right. So I am going to slice a piece. It's very shiny. Get me a lifter outer. Look at there. That's beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Cut nice and smooth. I bet this is going to be so good, y'all. Put you some whipped cream on it. Coffee cream pie. Boy, it's pretty, ain't it? That's a pretty piece of pie, y'all. That's so good. It is delicious. You need to use your favorite coffee to make this pie. I use Starbucks. It's a dark roast Sumatra, I believe is the name of it. And so it was a strong coffee. So it's very strong in flavor, in the coffee flavor. It is super delicious. It's super creamy. It's just like the chocolate pie you grew up eating, except instead of chocolate, it's coffee. And boy, is it good. You're going to love it. It will pair really well with dinner or after dinner or with a cup of coffee. We thank you so much for watching these old recipes. We Collared Valley Cooks, where we cook like our mamas did. Bye, y'all. We love you. See you next time.